Hello guys, this is the fifth video of the process of the data science process, and links to all the previous videos is given in the description of this video. So you want to know about the data science process, you need to watch all those videos. The first video is the overall about data science process. The second video is about the problem statement and objectives. The third video is about data collection. The fourth video is about data processing. And the fifth video is about model selection, and the next video will be about training of the model, and the next video will be about evaluation of the model, and so on, to complete the data science process. So this lecture is about model selection. After all these steps, then we can select the model for the data to model it. Okay, so now let's have some discussion here. Model selection is entirely dependent on your objectives, problem statement, and objective, of course, on the objectives of your study. Let's suppose your objective is, prediction of the continuous variable. In that case, you can use linear regression model, or you can use other, machine learning algorithms. But in case if your problem is, your objective is about classification, then you need to use logistic regression. That is the simple case, and that you can use for for two categories, that and for multiple categories as well, like by logistic regression for two categories, and then multinomial logistic for multi categories you can also use logistic regression. And if you want to use more advanced method, you can use the machine learning method like supported machine, random forest gradient boosting, and neural network as well. And thirdly, if your objective is to make some groups in the data, similar groups in the data, or you can do some clustering. In that case, you need to use k-mean algorithm, hierarchical clustering, or dbscan, or something like this. So these are the models, the options for you with the models to choose, different categories like regression, classification, and clustering. So these two and dimensionality reduction is also given here, but the main thing is we need to use regression, classification, or clustering. This entirely depends on the objective of your study. You need to collect the data, then process the data, and then you need to choose the model. So if your objective is to do some regression analysis, then you can use linear regression, decision trees, random forest, gradient boosting, neural networks. And if your problem is about classification of the data in different categories, then you need to select one of them, or you can use more than one of these methods, like logistic regression, support vector machines, random forest, gradient boosting, and neural networks. And if your purpose is to make some homogeneous groups, or you can say divide the data into various groups, you can use k-mean algorithm, you can use dbscan, and or you can use hierarchical clustering algorithm. And for dimensionality reduction, you can use these techniques, which we have talked about these already. But remember that consider model complexity and interpretability and scalability. These are important, features of the model. Sometimes you are unable to interpret the model, and sometimes you have complex model. So that's rather better to use simple model which you can interpret easily. So this is all about selection of the model, and you can see that in these two categories, regression and classification, most of the model you can use for both purposes, for regression purpose and for classification purpose. So you can use this like support vector machine and random forest, gradient boosting, and neural networks. You can use this for both these categories. So I think this is enough for today about model selection, and see you in the next video. Ciao.